Hey everybody, it's Wolfpack again. Putting out another video. I know I've been doing them back to back, but there's a lot going on that I see, and there's a lot of things that I can probably bring to your attention that, especially right now with these incidents that are happening, it's really hard to keep up for everybody. I know people work, you got busy lives, you got things you got to do, but I want to talk more about these school shootings. It's kind of been a continuation of the one yesterday when I talked about the shootings, but I wanted to talk today, especially, and I'll clean up my mouth, but I wanted to talk especially today to our young men and young women and our children that are attending school, and I also want to address the parents. Uh, I am not trying to tell you how to raise your kids. I'm not trying to tell you what you should do. I am not in any position to do so. They're your kids. You raise them how you want to. I'm just here to actually give you, all of you together as a family, some things to think about. For parents, maybe it's a good idea to let your children listen to this, because sometimes coming from a different person, it reiterates what you're teaching them. And they don't hear it from one source, from you every day. So we're going to go into this real quick. Our gun control laws are going to be out there right now, and I know that all of you out there, and I'm speaking to the children, and I'm speaking to the young ladies and young men, and I'm teaching to the parents too, or anybody else who wants to listen, but I'm telling you right now our gun laws are going to be scrutinized, and they're probably going to be changed due to this last incident. I don't know everybody's personal view on that, but I do see the reason for concern. I'm a card carrying member of the NRA. I've had guns all my life. I've had every type of weapon you can possibly imagine in my hand, from a 203 grenade launcher to an M50. That's beside the point. What I want to get to today is this simple fact. Kids, you need to talk to your parents. Before we go any further, let me tell you how you can actually play a role. And this is an actual live example. I don't know who these two little young ladies were at school, but I want to put a shout out to them, and I want to say thank you first of all. What these two young ladies did is that they actually noticed some behavior in a gentleman that was violent in nature, based on his conversation, words he was using, and actually how he said it and who he said it to. These two young ladies took it upon themselves, because they've been taught probably by their parents or maybe somewhere in school, to report it. They did. Action was taken, or supposedly taken, but the little girls, they did one thing. The most important thing. They saw something, and they reported it. For law officers around the United States of America, you will hear them to the T always tell you, if you say something, if you see something, say something immediately. Don't wait till tomorrow. Don't wait to file a complaint. Don't sit and think if you should or not. You report it immediately, especially today. Because the fact is, it may not be such a big deal to you, but it may be, that little piece of information may be another piece of the puzzle that people are actually trying to figure and show them that this is not the individual's first time. This is not the individual's first time acting out and saying these types of things. So in a way, you're doing your little part, and you're participating in your school, and you're helping your fellow students out. In a way, you're help protecting them. I want to say thank you to those two young ladies. I don't know who their name is. I don't know who they are, but I tell you this right now. It makes me proud to hear that that actually could happen to somebody, to two young ladies, and they had the wherewithal to actually report it. The thing is, to the parents, is that I understand today's society, today's economic structure actually demands that both people work. You have to try to stay ahead, just to tread water. You have to realize the repercussions. It's both parents working. It's less time with your kids. Well, many parents say, well, you know what, I spend time with my kids. When I get off from work, Yeah, but it's a quality time. It's a time to where you can actually sit down and talk about what's going on at their school, what they're concerned about, how they're doing things, and perceiving for yourself what they're going through and what actually is bothering them, and can you fix it? Today, your children are being raised by social media. They're being raised by Twitter. They're being raised by Facebook. They're being raised by Gab. They're being raised by YouTube. They don't watch the mainstream news anymore because they know, or they don't have the attention span, because the fact is, there are too damn many commercials. They don't pay attention to it anymore. A lot of people are doing that, even grown-ups. In these games that you're actually seeing these kids play, there's body counts for how many people you kill. They even give extra points for different type of people. They give them for different points for what race they are and what gender. You get more points for running over. You don't get as many points for running over a female as you do for running over a black person. You can gain extra points though before you kill the woman. If you rape her first and then you kill her at close range, you get double points. And then for those of you who get guns control, well, what do you think your kids are learning? Not a shoot 'em up game. I'm here to warn you that whenever it was cold and outside and we couldn't go to the range or we needed to improve our shooting, we would go and actually participate in video games to make us better shots. Well, that's a video game. Yes, it can, because the fact is that you actually get to see them and you actually start your aiming points right there. You learn how to lead people. You learn how to shoot on the run. You learn how to do the basics in combat with that weapon, with a clear shot picture. You're able to practice your aiming technique. That got somebody's attention. Now turn around and ask your boy, is that true? He's going to say, yeah, you're right. Or there's a girl, and she plays too. She probably better shot than your boy. Also, in our music, we're actually seeing promotion of rape and violence, murder, killing cops. This is what these children are listening to. That's what's cool. They have a actual clique among every group that actually have started hate groups. This group over here hate each other, these people over here, because, well, these people, their daddy's working in the oil field, these people over here working it out. So automatically these people think they're better than us, and there's no mingling. Except on the football field, or in any kind of competition, where this little guy over here gets over here with this guy, whatever, they pretty much learn, hey, there ain't too much difference in you. Still outside the problem, though. When that's football practice over with, they still go over whatever. Where do these kids get this from? They see it in their parents. Here in Angelina County and Huntington, Texas, they see it because the fact is we got cliques all over the place. They are learning it from what they see every day, from your comments. Well, we don't associate with them. Kid goes, why? Well, just because they don't do what we do. They don't believe what we do. We don't know, whatever. You think your prejudice right there, you didn't even know it. I know that's cool for you right now because they're taking on your beliefs and they're taking on whatever, but how are these individuals that you're raising right now? Guess what? They've got to graduate one day and they got to go to college. And one day, whether you believe it or not, they got to live out in the real world. And I'm sorry, sometimes some of that thinking that you're actually passing on to them, it don't work in the real world today. Not to have a kid aspire to go and develop their career in other places. They have to be well-rounded. They have to understand to accept different things. Do you really want your kid to have and be that narrow-minded when they go out? Teach them to have an open eye. I'm not now. I believe what they want to believe. Think what they want to think. Put your input into it, but listen to them. Listen to what they have to say. In all of the school shootings, I think it's remiss if a parent has not sat down and talked to their kids But what they should do in this type of action, I'm not going to blame it totally on the parents. What I do believe is that the fact is that the school system in the county of Angelina and also Huntington, Texas, they have not taken the proper precautions to train our children on what to do in this type of situation. We still act. It's not going to happen here. Ladies, I'm a Marine. I was never trained to think that way. I was trained to think, well, what if it does? Are we ready for what it does? I stayed awake at night thinking of possibilities that could get my people hurt. And then I said something. I said something to my LT. Carried it up the chain. But at least I said something. And I moved my men accordingly. And I trained them on what could happen. I had no way of doing it. I had no way of preventing it. But at least I could have them prepared. And that's what I'm asking you to do today with your children. At least have them prepared. There's no way you can prevent it. There's no actions that we can take to where we're going to find every one of these individuals who think that they're going to go and shoot up a damn classroom or shoot up a school. There's many steps along the way that they could be identified, but they're not. Our society is not set up to identify individuals this shape, form, and fashion. What we do is that we pretend. It's just a phase they're going through, or tell ourselves something that everything's going to be okay. We talk ourselves into our own security. And our kids have a sense of security too, because they believe you. Sit down and talk to your kids. There's some things you need to sit down and talk to them. Now, I will make a correction here. On the 23rd, and I think it's the 26th, which I will be attending on the 26th, Lufkin Police Department on their own has actually went out and hired a speaker to come in and talk to parents, individuals, the community on what to do during an active shooter situation. In this case scenario, we're talking about a school. But ladies and gentlemen, this can happen anywhere, at any time. The writing's on the wall. When a person can walk into a church house and start killing people, what makes you think it can't happen here? A person can walk into a movie theater, start killing people. What makes you can't think it here can happen here? As parents, it's your role to actually protect your children for as long as you can, but you actually have to prepare them as well, because you're not going to be there all the time. Kids need to listen to their parents a little bit, but I know how it is. I know exactly how it is right now. You'll sit down and try to talk to your kid and, oh, whatever. Yeah, all right, whatever. Maybe parents should be getting tougher. I know for one thing in my upbringing, and I ain't the perfect person in the world, but I would give, when my daddy wanted to make a point, if I was playing on a video game or whatever, and I didn't stop doing what he was telling me to do, he'd rip that damn thing out of the wall and say, sit down, shut up, and listen. I'm telling you something, you're going to remember it. And there will be a test later. Because I knew that he was serious about something that was actually going to, I needed to know. Not now, but maybe in the future. And that's what your children need to know. Here's what you do when this happens. Our school system in Huntington, Texas, we do not have an actual plan that's been updated to show or to teach children what to do in an active shooting situation. If we do have one in place, it's old. We do not have enough drills to go around to actually drive this message home. Every child, when he walks in through a schoolhouse, should be able to know how to get out of it quickly. Not just to avoid teachers, although that's something I would probably done, but anyway, to protect themselves. The next point is that you know what your cell phones. Okay, let's go there. Let me back up. Parents should be involved, because the fact is that you need to start asking questions from your school district and from your city. These questions. Where can I go to get information about my child? Where are they taking my child in case they're injured? Where do you take my child? Did he get life flighted or did he get medevac? Did he go to Houston? Quick reminder here, ladies and gentlemen, very serious cases will be medevaced directly to Houston. There's only 3 hospitals able to handle that. Look them up that are closest to us. You can call them and ask them, are you receiving patients from the Huntington High School shooting or from the Huntington area that are involved in this shooting, whatever it may be. If they say yes, say, do you have this name here? That's where you know to go. What do you tell your kids? What are kids supposed to do? We'll tell you this right now. Take that cell phone and turn it off. After the initial 911 call, that should be it. Turn your cell phone off, because the fact is that you are not going to telegraph where you're at in that school. Do not let the shooter know where you're at. Do not let him know that he hears your cell phone. He don't hear you talking on the cell phone, or for God forbid, your mom just calls you right at the wrong damn time. I'm not talking when you're making out with your boyfriend. I'm talking about whenever the guy's looking for somebody to shoot. She's calling you. She just made you a target. Turn the damn thing off. You're on your own, and by God, this is where you learn on your this is where your training kicks in. If you gotta call and say, Mom, I'm sorry, I love you, you should have said that shit when you left out the door this morning. Because now at the time, you should know exactly where to go, what to do, in case the teacher's not around to tell you to do so. For you gentlemen in the crowd and actually out there, or actually out there who are involved in a situation, take charge. Keep your head and take charge. Go by your training that you learn your training, what they taught you. And if they ain't taught you that in your school or your county or your district, go somewhere you can find the learning. Like I said, the 26th, my damn dog. The 26th, Lufkin's going to have it. I think it's a civic center, but please check me on that. But anyway, they're going to have a speaker. I believe it starts at 6:30 or 7:30. I know it stops at 9, so I think it starts at 7:30. But they will have a speaker to tell you what you need to do in an active duty situation, shooting situation. Your kids and you should be there. They're going to have the question. They're going to have a question and answer period where you question and you can answer. They'll answer your questions to your specific situation and what your specific situation is, and what do you do and what do you tell your kids. I don't know of any parent, and I could not live with myself being a parent. All my kids are grown now, but I just couldn't live with myself in this day and age if I had not sat down and talked to my kids about what they should do. If I hadn't researched and been able to tell them this is what the highest probability of you, the highest percentage of you not getting hurt, and this is what we should do. This is what you need to remember, key things you need to remember. If I did not have that conversation with my children, my young ladies, my teenagers, I can't imagine the amount of guilt that I would feel. Because damn it, I didn't teach. Well, you say I can preach up and they don't ever listen to me. Bullshit, they do. Bullshit, they do. They ain't never gonna admit it. What they're gonna say is, whatever. Yeah, right there. Oh, really? Boys are dumbasses. Girls got an attitude. Get used to it. You raise a teenager. Welcome to those years. You know what I'm talking about. Whatever. No, this ain't whatever. Sit down, shut up, listen time. Man, I don't have bullshit. Give me that cell phone. That Xbox, tear it so much out of the wall. Let me know how much crap I got to take away from you for you to sit down and freaking listen. Some people that are hard-headed like me, man, I'd have had to take care. They take just out of spite, just because I was mean, just because I was hard-headed, just like my daddy. My daddy take every damn thing from me. I'd sleep outside till I finally got to the point till that wind started blowing. I got cold. Some people, sometimes it takes a little bit more to break people than others. Do whatever it takes to get this message across to your kids. I'm specifically talking about my city, city of Huntington, and also Angelina County, but this goes across the United States. Parents should be asking school districts, what is a plan? 9 times out of 10, well, we got that covered. We know what we're doing. Well, we're working with the local police. Okay, great. You're local. What is the plan? So I can tell my kids. It's not sufficient enough for me to go, well, don't worry about it, honey. They got a plan. Who's they? Who made it up? Do you know the plan to get your kid out of school? Do you see some points that may be a concern? He'd bring that up. These school shootings, no matter what they're being called for, that was just my personal opinion on the games, whatever. That's just my personal opinion. That everybody has a right to have an opinion on what it is, because to be perfectly honest, the most important people, the experts, are the parents and the kids that are actually going through these experiences. Time for blaming teachers is over with. We have actually put restraints on teachers so much that they cannot do nothing in their classroom but go up there and they don't even know what they can and cannot say without offending somebody. The kids run the classroom. They can, because there's only one teacher and there's 163 students. How is a teacher supposed to actually get to know these students in a year? Or not even a year, what? 6, 7 months, 8 months? 9 months? I don't know how long it is. 9 months? How are they supposed to do that? You want to arm the teachers. Okay, arm the teachers, but guess what? There's teachers in there that just can't shoot. Okay? There's some teachers in there that, you know what, that's against their beliefs to actually hold a gun. So so what do? You put a safe and a pistol in there, and guess what? The religious belief said this teacher can't touch one. Well, they can't. No. I don't know if you've seen it, but there's a bunch of medics that went to the military, and there was a conscientious objectors, so they'll join the army, but they ain't carrying a gun. They want to be a medic. So have we thought all that through? Do we have in place at the school district a training method every 6 months, or what, 3 months, 6 months? They take the teachers out to the range. And what would the teachers union say about that? I don't know. But we have cut the funding, and we have cut so much back on teachers that teachers have to go to the Walmart, or they have to go somewhere to Sam's or whatever to buy supplies for their school, because their school doesn't in their budget. I've seen teachers do that. I've seen teachers go down and buy bags of balloons so she could celebrate everybody's birthday when it was time. And the parents didn't even bake them a cake and bring it up there, but I bet your ass the teacher did. Or she had a cookie or something, but she had some balloons. Let you know you're special that day. So it's a combined effort. You have to work with every entity that's involved in an active shooting situation. They all have to be on the same page. Everybody needs to know what each other's doing, and there's no time for delay. The more time that goes past, the more innocent children will be hurt. Time is not an option. In Huntington, we have armed guards in our school. Do we know if these individuals are capable of using it? Did they qualify on the range? Had they went to a class lately on telling them how to use deadly force? Had they actually gone to classes where, or actually went to periods of instruction that says, these are what happened in these scenarios, and guess what? Here's how we suggest that you react. No. We have a sheriff's department that will take them 45 minutes to get from wherever they're at in Angelina County down to Huntington. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, 45 minutes for a cop to get to this mass shooting. That's just too late. And guess what? I don't know how many in 45 minutes that a person can actually harm. But I know that 9mm has 10 rounds. I know that AR-15, you can carry 10. Most of these guys got 20 or 30. Do the math. Ask these individuals the questions. It's their job to provide safety for your children when you're not there. It's what you pay your taxes for. It's what you deserve as a citizen of that county, parish, hamlet, or wherever. You have a right to know how your children are being protected in that school. And if your children are confused, they ought to have somebody they can go to and ask. We cannot totally eliminate school shootings. That seems to be the fad. What we can do is we can prepare our children in case what to do in case it happens. It means sitting down and having a conversation about it. People say, well, I don't want to scare them. I don't want them, whatever. Look, I don't care if you call it scared or aware or whatever, but these individuals need to know that if it happens there, I need to do special things. I need to calm down. I need to think rationally and do what I was taught to do. If that situation is taking one from me, I can't get out that way. Where am I going next? If you have to, I know a friend of mine in the Army took his kids to the high school. He's infantry, like major security forces. He went through the high school. He identified every exit to his children. He identified places he don't want his children to be. If there's an active shooting in a big hallway, whatever. He said, no, you don't know. He went there and physically taught his children on where the safe places to be in their safest form of exit. Is that doing too much? I don't know. There are a lot of things that a father will do for two of his daughters to make sure that nothing happens to her. And I guarantee you, you think it's worse whenever you bring a girl home late at 11:30 after she's supposed to be home at 10:30. You dress her father, I guess probably going to remember that situation. But then the fact of the matter is guess what? Imagine how mad he's going to get with somebody in there shooting his daughter and threatening his daughter and killing people. And go to the sheriff's department or go into the local authorities or go into the school board and say, well, what's going on? What's happening? We don't know. Bullshit. You don't know. You should know. That would piss me off. So, notice that we need to talk to our kids. I know it's very hard to do. I know that it's a situation to where, you know what, you don't really want to have this conversation. For kids, I know what you're saying right now. It's like that sex talk. You don't want to talk about, no, I don't want to talk about that. No, I don't want to talk about that. But you know what? This is one you want to be listening to. A lot of kids will be despondent and they won't want to hear about it because it scares them. Because the fact is that, God, you know, I got to worry about that. They shouldn't have to worry about it. But I'm sorry, today's age, youngsters, this is what the society has brought to you to deal with. Might as well be prepared for it, right? I see a lot of kids after these school shootings or whatever, they don't take it really serious because they weren't involved. They got out of school and everything, you know, and they look and they say, well, I don't know. I thought I saw dead bodies, but, you know, I don't know. Those individuals that actually witness these things, whatever, they just put themselves in a war zone. They don't even realize it yet. These media that are preying on them when they come out of school and they're asking them questions or whatever, they're not ready to answer those questions yet. They need time to relax and they need time to decompress. Don't grab a kid when he's coming out of school on an interview. My first thing is I was a kid and I still had an attitude and no one knows what I know now. If the media got in my face more than no one have an interview or whatever, I was like, you ain't earned the right to get it. You ain't earned the right to know. And they don't. So it's time to get serious. It's time for us to do our part. We can't, no matter what laws we have, we can't seem to stop these incidents for a lot of reasons. We're going to present a law here directly. I don't know what the actual verbiage is going to be, but there's going to have to be some laws changed to the Second Amendment. But I guarantee you that no matter what law you place on gun control, If you want a gun bad enough, you're going to get it. If you get a gun and you don't know what you're doing with it, or if you get it to an individual and his parents don't notice he's got a gun he's not supposed to, what kind of parent are you? If you cannot notice in your own child there's something wrong, what kind of parent are you? You can no longer take for granted that everything's okay. What happened to school? Nothing. Because one day a kid may not be able to come home and say nothing. So it's up to you. My site here is open, and also in Huntington, Texas Facts and Proof. If anybody needs to have any questions or want to get a consensus on a series of questions you want to answer, I will do my best. And I know just by certain experience, the situations that I've been in, and counterterrorism, and also these type of situations of my training, I will answer your questions, and I will give you not only my opinion, but what the experts are saying. What should be done in that situation? The conversation needs to start. The conversation needs to start until we actually, and if we don't start the conversation, are we prepared for the funerals? I don't think any parent out there should be having to ask themselves when they actually go to their child's or visit their child at the hospital or actually go to the actual funeral. And I hate to be morbid, but the fact is I don't think a parent out there wants to say, well, what if I'd done this? What if I told them this? That's what parents do during these incidents. They question themselves. Don't be that parent. Care about your kids. Talk to them. Ask them what they're thinking. If they identify to you because they're scared to go to a bullying chat room, or they're scared to go report it to a counselor and they report it to you, have your ass back up there. Have your ass back at school first thing on Monday morning. So look, I want to talk to you. This individual has caused a threat. He's threatening other kids. This kid is a threat. In closing, what I opened with these two young ladies that I can't tip my hat enough. Wish I knew who they were. I'd buy them a present. But this individual that they reported on here in Huntington, seems like this is not his first time. He's been acting out for a while, saying these things, fighting, arguing, talking about the teachers. And he went to a counselor, psychologist a while back, and they gave him pills. Now this kid has learned that, you know, whatever time he does something, he can always say, well, I'm on medication. It didn't work today or whatever. Well, it's happening still. And also, the school has not addressed it because the fact is that they haven't actually drawn the line with the parent and say, you know what, one more time, he's out of here. I'm sorry what his mental status is. If his mental status is that bad, he needs to go somewhere else where he can get some real help. School is not there to provide for mental health. It's there to teach students. They're not a babysitter. If your child has mental problems, the school needs to identify it to the parents and say, look, just like you do with an addict, look, until he's well and can stop doing this, he can't come back here because he's threatening other students. That should be the end of it. Unfortunately, in towns like this and in counties like this, it's those parents who yell the loudest, who have the most clout, and who have the money, who run the city, that do the most yelling, is the ones their kids get to skate, get to stay in school because of their parents. There are a lot of children right now in our education system. We need, and that's a shame. I have a lot of reasons on that, but that's not for me to say. But We need to identify those situations before they get worse. We need to identify these things about individuals, individual children, before they get to the point to where we can't, there's no return for this kid or these children. I have one last question though for the FBI and for citizens of America. How long are we going to let the FBI, the ATF, Department of Homeland Security, all these individuals gather this information on us? As in this case on this kid, and not do nothing about it. How far is the line actually drawn before they do, what do they need to do to trigger the alarm? We're handcuffing our kids because these kids are reporting it to the proper authorities, and then when the proper authorities don't do nothing, whose fault is that? When are they held accountable? This has to be addressed as public enemy number one right now. The American citizens pay our taxes. We do, and we contribute as citizens for one reason only. It's the only job the government has got to do. Look it up. Protect its citizens from all enemies, foreign and domestic. Protect its citizens. Ladies and gentlemen, right now our government's not doing it. How high does death toll have to go for kids being killed in school or in churches or whatever? For we start doing our responsibilities and actually getting these assholes to pay attention and actually hold them accountable. There are people today that knew about this individual that still have a job today. Today they're going, oops, missed that one. 17 kids are dead over an oops. I'm sorry, in life and death, I was always taught in the Marine Corps and the Army, you know what, there ain't no oops. You have an oops, people are going to die. That's what's happening here. I can't explain to you the feeling that I have to know that I can help a certain city and a county get its priorities back. I can't tell you how frustrating it is for people that I'm around that they don't even listen to each other. I can't tell you how frustrating it is to know that we need to do protection to protect ourselves and protect our children. It's coming. I can see it all around me. Am I crazy? No, it's not that. It's just the fact that I've seen it happen before in other places. I don't know, but I'm scared. Because it's going to happen. We're not going to be prepared. And there's nothing you can do about it. Because nobody wants to take precautions. Nobody really cares. Leave you with this. Can't happen here. Can't happen here. I can give you many reasons. I can give you all kind of stuff that I'm going to cover in further videos, but it can't happen here. Let me ask you. A parent and a child, a teenager, say that. Can't happen here. I'm asking you one question. What if it does? Are you ready?